Great. We are live. It is December 19th, Saturday. I'm sorry, I just could not. I don't know, I was thinking it was in October, but it is December 19th, Saturday, 2015, on the husband,
The wife.
the issues. And she missed it again. Let's do it again. Run it back. The husband.
The wife.
The issues. Wa alaikum salam, Sister Tamara. Thank
Walaikum
you
salam.
for joining us. We are about 9 minutes late, but we wanted to make sure that we was excited. We wanted to make sure that we was prepared. And today's topic is a really great topic. But before we get into our topics, we want to briefly go through some rules. Introduce first of all, who are we? I am Brother RTM. You can find me on Twitter at Muslims Love Jesus.
Yes, and I'm Sister Akila, and you can find me on Twitter at AxiomMaryPosa.
And Akila, let's go over some of the house rules for our Periscope audience. I know those who've been with us before know the rules, but our newcomers, what are the rules?
So the rules are as they always are. We want to keep it positive. We want to definitely inspire intellectual dialogues. Don't be afraid to ask questions, participate. And mainly as well, always show us some love. Send those hearts.
Yes,
Make sure you
hearts
share.
are free.
Yeah.
They're free. Why? They're free. Why not give it away?
Exactly. And share with your friends.
Share with your
you like
friends.
what you hear, give those hearts and share with your friends.
Yes. So thank you for the hearts. Thank you for sharing. Like our YouTube channel, The Husband, The Wife, The Issues. Visit our website, thehusbandthewife.com. Sign up to our newsletter. We try to shout out a black business. We've been slacking, but we're gonna give one out hopefully tomorrow. Okay. So today we had an amazing day. Our social experiment is gonna be up. We haven't finished it yet, but it will. I promise you, it's gonna be worth it. So stick with us. But today, Saturday, we was in the community, as we know, we're still what? Up with Jesus.
Down with Santa.
So we went knocking on the doors of our neighbors. So, what did we find, Akila? What did we find today? Because, most of the people we talked to today were Christians. So, what did you find today?
Well, I just want to reiterate the really abundance of love that we continue to get from the community when we go out and speak to them. I know there were 2 different brothers that we spoke to that just when we knocked on the door, they just smiled because they're like, yes, I'm all about supporting black, buying black, and just being a part of supporting our own so that we can grow as a people.
Yes.
So that was really, really inspiring. One brother said he was about to quit his job.
One brother did say a brother said he was about to quit his job because he wants to work for himself. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to get more information on how he could do it, the support, if we would support him. So today, it just brought us to think about black Muslims, black Christians. I mean, it's time for us to put aside these differences. As the Honorable Minister was talking, I've been touring, teaching in churches, and then my wife found an interesting article at this college. I'll let her go in more detail about it.
Yeah, so what I found was Dr. Hawkins.
Dr. Hawkins.
She is a Christian professor at Wheaton College.
Okay.
And with all of the things that's going around and being said...
That's evangelical school in Illinois, by the way. So it is a religious school.
Yes, so it's a religious school. And with all of the things going on or being said about Muslims, maybe they shouldn't be able to enter the country.
Yeah.
Or, just ban all Muslims from coming in until we find out, who they are, where they're from, as said by Donald Trump.
Big bad Muslims are coming.
Yeah. So she decided that she believes, and she said this, that Muslims and Christians believe in the same God. They believe in the one God.
Mm-hmm.
And that she wants to support, in solidarity, to show her love and compassion by wearing a hijab to her school. And remember, this is a Christian school.
Mm-hmm. Keep going.
And so it was really, it is unbelievable. Somebody just said it. Yeah, it's unbelievable. So it is, I thought it was really interesting because what happens is the school put her on administrative leave.
Wow.
Because they said we have to investigate her comments to make sure they're in alignment with what we say we believe as a school.
So all she said was that Muslims and Christians believe in the same God.
Right.
And she's in trouble now because she said that Muslims and Christians have the same God. Well, do they have the same God?
Well, I believe that Muslims and Christians do have the same God. Honestly, I believe that all religions that say that there is one God, believe in the same God.
I do. I agree. Someone said no, and maybe we need to prove and back our claim because as far as I know, as reading the Bible, the God that I read in the Bible was a God that accepted about what you did, and it was always taught the teachings from Moses to Jesus about how you treat your neighbor, how you are to one another. It had nothing to do about a title. And that's the thing you can't find anywhere in the Bible where it says you have to be a Christian in order to make it into heaven. The most you would find is say you have to accept Jesus, go through Him. But we're not here to talk about what divides us. We're here to talk about what brings us together. Because I know in the community, when we're being gunned down by the police, they don't see a black Christian. They don't see a black Muslim. Now, how was it for you dealing with friends or people at an HBCU? Oh, by the way, my wife is a Muslim lady, and she sung in an all Christian choir. How did that go?
Well, as far as being, participating in things that people think are Christian and things like that, I went to Drexel University, which is a predominantly white institution. And somebody said, let's hear her vocals.
No, not tonight, brother.
Well, this is a serious show, so maybe some other time. But one of the things that I experienced there was I wanted to reconnect with other people who were like me. I kind of felt like alone on campus. So I do love to sing, just like a lot of people do. So I joined gospel choir, and I had some interesting experiences. Most of the experiences were really positive. I distinctly remember one opportunity where we went on tour and we sang, and we went to California. We were in Long Beach, and when we were singing, we saw this one lady in the audience stand up and come to the front where we were, and she was really testifying like pretty deeply and sincerely, and very much so. So at the end, I remember our choir director Greg came up to us and he said that the lady recommitted her life to Christ that day.
Beautiful.
That she had felt like she had sinned and she had gone off the path, but after hearing us sing and seeing us and seeing we were young and we were vibrant, we were really dedicated to this, that she wanted to recommit her life to Christ. And I thought, honestly, being at Drexel, that was probably one of the most profound experiences that I had.
Beautiful.
That this lady saw us, was happy about it, and she decided to recommit her life to Christ.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Now, do you have any experiences?
I do. I had an internship at a church once on a marketing team. Now, as a young Muslim, that was one of the first things I told them in the interview, that I am Muslim. But however, they took me on because of my credentials. Big ups to that particular church in Tallahassee. But however, when the new pastor got in, I started to feel some tension and some animosity towards me because of my faith. Now, granted, I was doing everything I was supposed to do as far as social media tactics and techniques, but however, because they found out that I was a Muslim, they started treating me a little different, and then I was later on relieved of my duties.
Wow.
Because of that. And I thought I was pretty hurt because as a people, our problems are now bigger than what we face in our community as far as our religious titles. Like today, when we went out into the community, it was poverty stricken as far as the areas. Not even, let's say, financially, but let's say spiritually as far as our people, the love base. So no, it wasn't because I was whack. Nope, because I was doing a great job answering the question on my wife's Periscope. So it's like, why do we change when we find out someone is of a different faith? Why don't we look past the title and let's look at the action?
Right, and see, that actually was going to make me think of another experience I had with the same gospel choir. When I first came into the gospel choir, I had a lot of pushback because there was a brother who was in the choir. I'll never forget him, and he was telling me that I shouldn't be a part of the choir and that I should leave because I was Muslim. And I didn't understand it. Most of my family is Muslim, so most of my family is Christian actually. The only Muslims in my family are my immediate family, and I have an aunt and uncle who are Muslim as well. So I was always used to being around Christians and, going to church sometimes and doing things like that. But when I joined gospel choir, the brother, when he told me that I shouldn't be a part of it because I wasn't a Christian and we don't like, he told me we don't like people like you.
Wow.
So it was really, after that experience, I kind of felt like, well, I don't want to be a part of an organization that feels this way. Because I was not taught that. I was taught that we judge people by the way they behave, by the things that they do. And I was really hurt by that. And I remember the only reason I came back I was a freshman. I came back to gospel choir actually a year later because one of my friends invited me and I didn't know exactly. Yeah, exactly. He was, it was an ignorant comment. They told me to come back, and when Greg saw me, the choir director, he said, I recognize you. I've seen you before. And, I told him, yeah, I was here last year, And I told him what happened because he asked, well, why'd you leave? Why'd you come back? And he was like, those aren't the beliefs of our choir. And, I'm really sorry that happened to you. The brother who said that to me was a senior, and he was gone. So he was like, well, we really would love to have you come on. And just to talk about what you were saying about why is it that when we find out someone doesn't practice their religion the same way you do, that it becomes a problem. And I think that has to do with a lot of fear and ignorance that we have. We think that we found the way and that anyone who's doing something, even the slightest bit different from me, that they're wrong. And I think that has to do with ignorance because if we study our religions, we see that we have a lot more things in common than we have that are different.
Someone asked, how can a Muslim worship Jesus in the choir? I don't necessarily think we're worshiping Jesus in the choir. I think we're paying homage and respect to the beautiful life and example of Jesus that we're supposed to live by. In fact, my Twitter name, Muslims Love Jesus. Every time I get on another Periscope, that's the first thing people notice. So I think the fact that through my Twitter handle, I'm trying to educate people because that's a big misconception that we have in our black community. Now, guess what? We know black people love Jesus. I mean, we can see black people love Jesus. We do. And notice we're saying the words we. Because as Muslims, there is a whole chapter in the Holy Quran on Jesus' mother. So that is a critical point. Now, somebody say, you don't believe in Christmas. I think any person who believes in Jesus doesn't believe in Christmas because of the fact that Christmas does not have its origin in Jesus
or Christianity at all. Like Christmas is based off pagan customs.
Yes.
And if we really study the truth about the tree and the light bulbs and things, these are sun worshiping.
Yes.
So we want to really celebrate Jesus and not take on these pagan traditions.
The commercialization, as Honorable Mr. Farrakhan teaches us, the commercialization of Christmas. Because I mean, even if I was looking at it from a Christian perspective, I would ask myself, what does us handing each other gifts have to do with Jesus? As the minister teaches us to really celebrate Jesus, let's lift up our understanding and let's truly apply the principles that he chose to live by. I know one of the things that I'm trying to do to live by his example is turn the other cheek. When you're out there telling people...
let's talk about turn the other cheek. Let's talk about turn the other cheek because what do you mean, brother? Do you mean if someone slaps you, you're going to turn the other cheek?
If someone slaps me, I'm not turning the other cheek.
Because I don't understand that. I can't really get with that one.
No. Someone slaps me, we're not turning the other cheek. We're hitting back. But when we say turn the other cheek, when people are saying stuff, rude things to you, instead of me lashing back at them, I'm going to just wish them a happy day or ignore them and keep going my way. So in the essence, I'm kind of turning the other cheek. Like when you out there with that paper, or you trying to inform your people of a boycott, and the first thing they throw at you is something of religion, you're not even coming on those teachings of religion. Like our boycott has nothing to do about religion. We're trying to set aside any religion and let's look at the black spending dollar, the black spending power. So in a sense, I appreciate the call the minister has us under, which is Dr. King, just redistribute the pain, because it is actually making me appreciate my whole black family in another light. Because the feedback was amazing.
Yeah, our people are so beautiful, and it's important that we understand that at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what you call yourself. We as a people are under attack. Mm-hmm. And when that kind of thing happens, you have to bind together on the things that bind you together. Mm-hmm. And you can't let your little differences on how you practice your faith separate you from other people of faith. If you think about it, that doesn't really make sense, that because you call yourself something different, like you call yourself a man and I call myself a woman, but that doesn't mean we have to fight. You are a man, I am a woman.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
What?
Exactly.
But we have a common enemy.
Exactly.
So that means that we have to stand together.
Exactly. So actually set this question. So if I'm doing good and we're in a community doing good, and before you knew our religious title, should that even matter? If I'm passing out, we're feeding the poor, giving in charity, exchanging kind words, does that matter? Would that change your perspective of that person if they say they was Jehovah's Witness?
To me, it doesn't, because I'm always concerned about what people are doing. Because a lot of people say a lot of things. People say I'm Muslim. People say I'm Christian. People say I'm powerful. But if you're not doing anything to show you're powerful, if you're not doing anything to show you're Christian, to show you're Muslim, meaning not professing with your lips, but being about it.
Yes.
And someone made the comment that a lot of people are scared of Muslims. So what does that mean? Where does fear typically come from?
I think that fear is rooted in ignorance. And I don't mean ignorance in a bad way. I mean it in the sense that what ignorance means is not knowing the facts. Don't know. So we really don't know, and people typically have a tendency to be scared of the things that they're not afraid of or sure of. I know there are fears that I'm going through facing, and even when I analyze my fears, I notice my fears are rooted in what I'm not sure of, what I haven't read about. What you don't know. It's like stepping out on faith, because you don't know what the next thing. Like I quit my job and I'm going out on the faith to start my own company. So there's a sense of the unknown, so I don't know. But once you start to understand your gifts, talents, and partners, and then you start to become assured in your faith, then there's nothing to fear about going out on your own. Same thing. Once I read about and understood the true teachings of Jesus, I could sing gospel music and didn't feel like I'm not a Muslim anymore because I'm fearing. Because at one point when I was little, not gonna lie, I would not sing gospel. Like when I was like 6, I would not sing gospel music. Like my dad would sing songs, and I would not sing them because I'm like, he's talking about Jesus. So I'm like 6. I didn't know. I'm just just Muslim as my parents are. But how did you feel as a Muslim in the gospel choir? Did you feel that you belonged and such?
Well, I did feel like I belonged in gospel choir, because what they were singing about was unity, about love, about being steadfast, about being stronger than what this world's trials have put on you. Mm-hmm. And being in college and being in Philly, that resonated deeply with me. So I felt sometimes that Thursday night gospel choir was the best day of the week. That was my strength of the week, being with my brothers and sisters, singing and praising, as they say, for God.
Yes.
And that's what it was.
I had Brother Hannibal, who's a Muslim, to those on my Periscope. He says he jammed his gospel music every Sunday on Periscope. Now another person just commented, they say when people hear Muslim, they think ISIS. Which is true, because that's just like the media. Now the media has also associated crime with black people. So when people think black male, they think crime. You're likely to associate crime, violence, just the worst. When you think black woman, you think what? What do you think? We think black woman?
Loud, ghetto,
snapping her neck like my wife's doing now. I got a question. I know we're a little off topic, but I want to know. I want to know why, when women talk, they use the hand. I've just been curious as why.
Look, I don't know why you gotta ask these questions. It's obvious.
Why is that? I know that would digress for a few seconds.
It's just animation. It's just animation. Okay. Like it's really driving your point home when you use. I mean, you use that in regular language. Wait, no, she don't. You don't. Oh man, but yeah, it's just about being expressive with the things that you're saying and doing. That's all.
All right, cool. Okay, cool. But back to that point where I mentioned when I was younger and I didn't want to say Jesus' name. I didn't understand the gospel music because I was ignorant of how we truly love Jesus. I was just accepting. I was just being a Muslim at 6. I'm a little child, so I know we didn't maybe understand Jesus in the same light that our Christian family understood him. So I knew that was different. So I didn't understand. But once I started to grow in understanding due to my teacher, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, then I got my Twitter name is Muslims Love Jesus. I have a shirt that says Jesus on it. So it just, once you know and you educate yourself, then you can proudly and confidently, rep something. And so if you have questions, I'm here to pow! Surah 19, check it out.
Right.
Or hit with a Bible verse. What Christ said.
So, speaking of which, we found, so I wanted to ask the question to the audience that was Dr. Hawkins justified? Not only did she say that we believe in the same God, Muslims and Christians, but she also wore a hijab.
Oh, wow.
So she covered her head. So I thought, she says, anyone else having problems with that?
Well, our phones should be turned up. I think it might be.
So we can talk louder.
Yeah, we might talk a little louder, but our phones should be turned up to the max. If you're having audio problems, let us know. But we're gonna move it up a little closer so we can get into it. Now, speaking of which, knowledge dart. Early Muslims covered their hair like the early Christians did. I know the minister once covered that. So it's actually in the. You was going to mention a question about it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So no, you got us right back in focus. So it is very important. If you look at pictures that they showed that they depict of Jesus and the women around him, and you look at Christian or Muslim women today, if you look at it, they kind of look similar.
They look very similar, and that's because the early Muslim women modeled the hair covering after the early Christians. So, in fact, we saw it in the Bible. Knowledge dart. For those out there, knowledge dart is a moment of enlightenment of a fact that you may not have known. In 1 Corinthians 11:6, I'll let my wife read it. I think she has it. If she doesn't, she has my computer. Yeah.
So it says, for if a woman does not cover her head, she might as well have her hair cut off, because it is a disgrace for a woman to have her hair cut off or her head shaved, and she should cover her head.
That's in the Bible.
Yeah. So, and if you ever notice that you'll still see today some churches where, especially the older ladies, they wear church hats.
They do. The older women in the church wear church hats because a lot of them know those scriptures about coming into the house of Lord and having their head covered. And these are in the Christian churches because I know they be having some nice dynamite hats, especially in the South. I don't know what they do about church up north. I don't know if the black church up north can get it like the black church in the South do. But the sisters in the church in the South hats, my grandma has some amazing hats.
Yeah, and my grandmother too. Like actually both of them.
Bet my grandma hats better than your grandma hats.
Bet they're not. So anyway.
Alright, well we have a few more minutes, so we're gonna get to our announcements, or what you want to do?
So, do you stand in solidarity with Dr. Hawkins?
I like that. I'm glad you asked the question. Yes, I stand in solidarity with Dr. Hawkins. I think we do as Black Muslims and Black Christians. We need to come together and let's rise above our emotions. And now let's come together and work on these problems and issues. And let's get understanding. Honorable Ms. Louis Farrakhan teaches that knowledge might divide us, but understanding brings upon peace. Because when you're practicing 2 plus 3 equals 5, and I'm doing 4 plus 1, if I have the knowledge that I know my 4 plus 1 equals 5, and your 2 plus 3 equals 5, and I'm just stuck on my way, not gonna get
Well,
it.
it also shows how limited you are when you don't have an open mind when people tell you something that's true. If that's really deep. If you're saying 4 plus 1 and I'm saying 2 plus 3, if I can't step outside of myself and examine what you're saying, I miss that way to equal 5. I completely miss that. And when I'm trying to make change with my dollars, and what if I have a $2 bill and 3 ones? But I think that the only way I can make 5 is $4 or $4 and 1. Then I can't get to 5 because now I'm in a different situation.
So this is how I look at it. So whenever someone asks me about the religion, I tell them, if you're Christian, you're doing 2 plus 3 equals 5. As a Muslim, I'm doing 4 plus 1 equals 5. So let's ignore and forget that I'm doing this equation like this, and let's look at the final answer, which is 5. So we're trying to get in one with our Creator. So, that's what it's all about. If all religions say what? Love your neighbor as you love yourself. And as a Muslim, it goes, Prophet Muhammad said, you can't be a Muslim until you want for yourself what you want for your brother.
Exactly. And for the person that made the comment about most religions are so different, I really would suggest that if you, especially the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, if you look and study their spiritual texts, you'll see that there are some differences, but the foundational points are one and the same.
Yes.
And when we can see that it's really about treating people, it's really the golden rule, treating people the way you want to be treated, we don't have any reason to fight each other.
Yeah.
So that's really the point, that we are letting someone else tell us about Christianity.
That is true.
Someone else tell us about Islam. Someone else tell us about Judaism. Someone else tell us about Black people. Instead of going out, meeting these people, or learning about it yourself. And that's our problem in this society. We let other people tell us what we should believe instead of using our own minds to find out what's really true.
Exactly. So my thing is, whether you're Black Muslim, Black Christian, let's work in peace and solidarity. Put aside the petty and little differences, and let's focus on that key similarity we all have, that key cardinal principle of faith. Do unto others as you have others do unto you. Because if I do good to you, no matter what faith I am, that won't change the fact that I just did some good to you.
Exactly.
And I think God will be happy. Whether you call him Jehovah, Allah, whatever you call him, Jah, I think he'll be happy if he's seeing all of us doing good. So that's our Saturday.
Yes.
We're still working on this experiment. A social experience. We can't wait to bring it to you guys, and we're gonna talk about that, God willing, next Saturday. But Tuesday is coming up, so we have some pretty cool topics to get in on. I think we're gonna do we're gonna redo the sex topic.
Yeah.
And I think we're gonna do is absence worth it, and we may talk about us holding out before we met each other and how was it. Did we break any rules of the courtship? You gotta find out. You gotta tune in Tuesday at 8 p.m. to find out. Because what you might find out might surprise you. So, thank you. Visit our website,
thehusbandandwife.com.
So we thank you for tuning in to the husband, the
wife,
the issues. I'm again Brother RTM.
And I'm Sister Akila Muhammad.
And until next time, do fly high.
Or get flown over.
You already know. Peace.